Back on this faded reunion with a leader that was super gassed up coming out. I remember preluding to the anniversary box updates. One card came off the list and they said this was going to replace Pen. I'm laughing at that now. But nonetheless, I still think this is a strong leader. Just need some strong players to guide it to success. But I just wanted to give an update on my list and variation. But this for this first iteration, so I'm probably just gonna grind through a lot of different pathways. This is kind of a easy pickup for anybody that's watching. Didn't want to make it too convoluted off the bat. This very structural and purposeful, and all my picks, decisions, and alliance that follows up after that. But anyway, this deck dips into the essence of black, which you are manipulating the warp and drop. This comes into play with how it fused, since it's a fusion deck, which we are playing a lot of our fusions cheaply through how we set up our warp. But this gets a lot of hand size in the beginning, but then it kind of putters out depending on how you play it or how much you want to charge. Because I know like a lot of black players like charging to 1 billion when they only need like 3 or 4 energy. But keep that in mind when you want to preserve the hand size, because after the first 3 or 4 turns, there's a noticeable cap. But between turn 3 and 5, the game should be over anyway. But getting on to the backside, this is like a draw one, untap one leader, which is pretty good. Backside, we go into the Fateful Fusion. This still keeps the front side effect with letting you get an extra card when you fuse on top of your swing. Also, this pumps up your 1-drops, make them more lethal. But there's only one 1-drop you want to spam, but we'll speak on that when we get to the Z deck. Now, getting on to the list, we will start by the fusions. This is the fusion that came back. It's kind of situational, but I might bump it up to 2, but I capped it at 10. This is the fusion I want to go into almost every other turn. RIP Beyond All Limits. If Beyond All Limits going to stay banned, Bandai, because I know you watch this, let this come back to 4. This came back to 4. Did not harm the format. I think this could come back to 4 and still wouldn't be the same. Still would be the same. This is our big year removal, really good into red. This is like the main one we want to drop when you want to deal damage that turn. Getting on to the materials now. For super combos, I really like the combers, but I need names for my fusion pieces. And besides the single names, we like the characters that has 2 names, which helps us get to accomplish that fusion goal, because we need both Goku and Vegeta. Great turn 1 opener before you start letting loose the pressure. And the last of our names, as again I say, I love the double names. Also, Overrealm. Then the main or the second part of our strategy is unisons. Unison setup is really good. We don't pay the 1 for this. We usually play it off our Kai. This is one of our 2 targets. Also, this is another way to close out the game. I say the unison swing is the safest swing behind leaders. And this is the other unison we run because we have 1 drops that we can swing with to do pressure. But this and the mirror can't swing unless they have more than 2 markers. This Kai is how we play the unisons. Our leader can send up to 5 every turn on front side or the back, and this helps us facilitate that by just bottom necking this. We can play any of the unisons we played previously if we don't have one. Continuing on with my Kai package, we don't do a lot of bursting in here, so we don't, or like the other burst sand leaders, we don't get the value of milling that off the top because we send our top 5 to the, or up to 5 to the work. But it's good as a closeout, end of game type of situation, or just getting out some big swings. Supreme Kai Time Labyrinths. This is amazing in here defensively. Usually I'm gas hole, pedal to the metal, but for best of 3 for the format right now with the Masters Cups and more likely eventually the Masters Cups in the fall, you got to keep in mind to adjust to playing the mid range because this can gas out and just end you. But winning game 1 efficiently, and then you can play a more tempo game 2 and 3. But this is definitely still a scary deck that can defend as well as attack. Our other 2 overwhelms, because I think we playing about 8 in here, because if we're playing the deck correctly, we want to overwhelm every single turn from turn 2 forward. And there's a lot of ways to mitigate that. Also, brainwash no more. I'm going to make you respect it one way or another. Since we have a lot of double strikes and triple strikes in the deck, why not make them crit? Going on for our other utilities. We got Trunks Awakened Power. I've been itching to play this card in a few other decks outside of Crimson Trunks, because I feel like if you're playing the mid-range game between turn 3 and 5, depending on if you hold your Awaken to that, so you can have the 4 energy just to really flex. This can put in a lot of work and also help set up for your overrun plays and even double overrun plays if you choose to make those lines. Then our usual defensive package, the hostile encounter and the changing changing willpower, or destiny changing willpower. Definitely better. Usually I don't like this card too much because your drop is so, but behind the trunks, we're able to fuel the drop back up, so to make this live and help turn on other cards like that with sparking, or kind of like a sparking effect. Really good. This is also one of the new cards we updated it with. Very good. I think it works well in this deck. Also protects one of our big beaters if we want to, or removal, or pressure, villainous. If this managed to stay on the field for a turn, you get the villainous triggers, which when another villainous is played, your opponent got to discard the card. Just stuff, many interactions like that comes up. 2 more overwhelms. Like I said, in a deck that we trying to overwhelm every turn, you want to run enough to see them. Then for our last battle card, we maining the Quoits just for the format. And since our strategy is around unisons, or this synergizes better than the Cumber SER, or not the Cumber SER, but that's a Evil Sand. There we go. And it's a much more safer swing. Power Burst, just to recycle our ones. Support the Empire, 5 or less. 2 Super Kamehamehas. A lot of people don't really run anti-floodgates, and then they complain about floodgates. I don't understand why. When it's time to end the game, it's time to end the game. I'm here for a good time, but not a long time. This helps us end the game. And the other card that helps us end the game, the Crack. Really, Black Sand, or most competitors have to respect the leader swing, which 9 times out of 10 is going to eat up most of the negates and have you, or carve a path for your battle cards to do work. But in case they don't, you've seen a lot of gameplays that say, or the players like, do you got the Crack? And then they show it, and then they dump in, and they say GG. Simplify things. I would say this is the best card we always want to go into. Sometimes I gotta hold myself out from spamming this card, because this card gives you so much value. And also, with that, it lets you awaken early. You can awaken as early as turn 1, depending on how you want to do your card advantage and whatnot. Also, for as I usually like to play this turn 2, turn 3. I do not flood more than 2. Even though it's sticky with the barrier, your opponent turn, like between turn 3 and turn 4, can like do like a STR board wipe your field through barriers, stuff like that. You want to keep that in mind. But as long as it's in rest mode, all your Gogetas get plus 5k, and even your fusions. The thing with this, how you maximize it, is having that on the field and the Pycon, and with being able to give this, especially if you have 2 of them on the field in rest mode. That's why I say cap it at 2. Don't get ridiculous, because people run barrier removal and stuff like that. But it will put it at 20k. Also with your leader effect, which, let me get back to my Leotard. I gotta bust out the other one because that junk is buried. You are able to give your 1 drops plus 10k. So having 2 of this on the field, being 30k, which is hard to swing through, and also facing the Broly decks, or those decks that like to play the Broly Z Unison, this will stay on the field. And so you can use 1 card removals for that problem card. And also, this will boost up the leader, so this will be a 25 defending. I just like the old art, which makes a lot of things easier to defend. That's why I running forward because it's crucial to offense and defense. I know a lot of people cut it for like some other stuff, but running dimension, two of them things. Just one energy removal, new Zamasu, where World Taurinus, see how it feels in other decks. Gohan, more barrier removal. It was two Gohans, but we're testing out that because people have been suggesting me to try out the Zamasu stuff. For those explosive turns, if my hand is godlike, I'm dropping this turn 3 and trying to kill you. But most of the time, it's like turn 4, turn 5, I already grinded through most of your resources. And I am doing the last little bit to finish you off. Mighty Blast, my last one. Pretty simple, straightforward. Make fusions, modulate, drop to warp, warp to drop. Very fun deck to play. Side deck, 2 Cumbers, 2 Tenacious, 2 Black Mass Sand, yeah, the Trunks. A little bit overhyped for me. Gogeta, Dark Empire, if we grinding out. If we grinding out. Respect card for other black decks and other decks that have barrier key components. Petrification, only one though. I prioritize the protector of the people more, but you can do one protector and a second petrification if you want, but I kind of like the defense layer like this because only need to make this, or most games, or from my testing of all my black decks, I just need to resolve this once on a big for or a important card that my opponent is playing or trying to set up, and usually after that interaction I just win on the following turn. This is my number 2 Gogeta, because I feel this deck is really strong, but not a lot of people really battle tested this or wanted to battle test it in higher level events. But I'll say we got a lot of time now, and like Masters Cups is like a good test to see where we at with this, especially with the new set 29 that we currently on until we get to set 30. I think this should have made a return. I'm surprised this took a backseat to Majin Vegeta. Even though everybody say that's glass cannon and whatnot, I feel like this is more well-rounded and more of a